Hello, everyone. This is Paula Washington. I am so excited and welcome back to my channel, the Encore Playbook. Today, I have a great tidbit of wisdom for you. We're doing this series from wins to wow. And last week, we celebrated your wins because your wins show you what's working. As a coach and strategist, trainer, um, author, speaker, all the titles that I have and the roles that I have had after being in business over 30 years and, being a mom, being a sister, being a friend, a mentor, and various other things. One of the things that I learned that as we close out one year, we have to have clarity about what we want to bring into the next year. So the E in Encore is for exiting with intention. And before you can accelerate in 2026, we're going to talk about today making room for what's next. And that means honoring what needs to end with grace and not guilt. Oftentimes we feel guilty about, saying no or closing the door or making changes or what have you, when in actuality, saying no or closing something is good for everyone involved because that means everybody has to make a change and shift and go forward in a different direction. And that is a sign of growth. So today I'm going to talk about how to why people avoid endings because basically they feel uncomfortable. But intentional exits are not about quitting; they're about alignment. So how do we align the things that we need to exit? So I had a clarity moment this week. I talked to a trusted colleague who gave me some advice about pursuing a particular market that my business might be good for. And at first, when I listened to them, I said, that sounds good." And then I thought about it and I said, "Wait a minute, this feels off. This doesn't resonate with me." Then it clicked. Our markets are different, our lanes are different, and our directions are different, which is perfectly fine. So what that means is they're not the person I can go to talk and brainstorm about some things that I want to do for expansion because we're in two different lanes. And that's okay. Sometimes the exit isn't loud, it's just a realization. And it's what I call the gift of goodbye or farewell. It's when a relationship or a partnership or a familiar voice has served its purpose and now your paths are simply moving in different directions. And it's not wrong. It's not personal. It's just time. You know, um, Actually, the shift in the dynamic begins with us. How we choose when we realize that some relationships or some situations may have to end. So, how we choose to show up and what we choose to honor and how we choose to engage going forward are really critical for us making progress, and walking progressively forward and constantly moving forward and excelling in the areas that we need to go. So I'm going to share three things that exit with intention can look like. Like one of my clients 2 weeks ago released a client that no longer served the business. They were draining them, doing more work than needed, and not, it just wasn't a good fit. And when that client did let that contract go, they gained two other projects, which were very big wins. So sometimes you have to release a client or a contract if it doesn't align with your business. Letting go of a role or responsibility. A lot of people are considering leaving their jobs and going into their second career, like their encore career, but they're really passionate about doing and taking a position in that. Some individuals are looking to leave and start businesses, or they've been working with their businesses over time, and then now they're ready to walk in those businesses full time. So letting go of a role of responsibility frees you up and gives you time to step away, offering a quiet farewell to all those familiar obligations. We all have obligations that are unspoken, that sometimes could be habits, sometimes could be just things we feel we have to do or people expect us to do. And quietly walking away from those. And so those are three areas that'll help you make space for success in 2026. What I've learned is trusting my instincts, even when it means pausing and shifting and stepping away, is key to acceleration. I realize whenever I bet on myself and I trust my instincts, I do exceptionally well. When I get the consensus, sometimes it throws me off. So remember, clarity will always move you forward more than your comfort zone. You stay in your comfort zone, you'll never move forward. But if you have clarity and you know the direction you need to go, you'll make the decisions necessary to make that move. So, intentional exits can help you clear emotional and mental energetic space, create capacity for aligned opportunities, and choose growth over habits because now you're intentionally thinking about where I need to exit. So these habits can't go. Um, Aligned opportunities, I am ready for them. I created them. I am pursuing them. I'm excited about what opportunities are coming now that we have eliminated things that may have hindered our progress. Next, this week coming up, I know today is Thursday, so you have a whole 7 days from this Thursday to next Thursday. Think about one thing that needs a thoughtful ending before January. Whatever that thing is, whether it's a project, a partnership, a relationship that's run its course, something you've outgrown, expectations, advice, or old patterns. Think about it. Write it down and then decide what a graceful, intentional exit looks like. Kind of meditate on that because depending on what it is, it may take a little bit more energy to separate from that situation or individual or what have you. But once you identify it and you write it down and you create a graceful, intentional exit, you'll be fine because that's 50% of it is acknowledging it and letting it go. And then the rest of it, saying it is easy. So we have talked about today exit with intention. So when you exit with intention, you reclaim clarity, capacity, and momentum. Willingly letting go of familiar obligations allow you to excel in areas you never thought possible because sometimes we get too comfortable in one area. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of time we've had today. Next week, we'll explore navigate the new and the 70-30 rule. This framework uh, keeps you grounded while you elevate your business. If this has resonated with you today, don't forget to subscribe, like, or leave a comment. And I'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for visiting with me today. Paula Washington, the Encore Playbook.